This week, we celebrate our 200th episode of the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. Come join us as we talk about some of the latest rumors and news happening out there in the Marvel universe, specifically with Spider-Man. And come listen to our takes on some of the latest episodes of some of the new series happening out there on some of our favorite streaming services. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
That's the emergency alert. This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week, there's a couple great things going on. First of all, I don't know if you're aware, but this is our 200th episode. How crazy is that?
That's crazy. I wish we would have kind of thought this out a little bit more. We would have done a bigger thing for it, but 200, here we are.
Yeah, I was thinking of this exactly what you just said. We kind of both have, busy lives happening right now, and it didn't really dawn on me that, that's kind of a big deal. 200, man.
It is a big deal. Yeah, crazy.
And mathematically speaking, that means we are 8 episodes away from entering season 5 of the Infinite Taylorverse podcast, which is
That's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But man, what a fun ride it's been.
Absolutely.
So I think that's my nerding out. I'm nerding out about how long we've been having fun at this whole thing.
Yeah, and we have a couple things in the works right now that'll make your guys' listening even more so.
Right? And we've got some fun things down the pipeline for 2025, some cool guests, and I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's already fun. It's going to be even more fun.
Yeah.
But hey, I guess if we're both nerding out about how awesome it is to reach episode 200, that brings us to the news. And there's a lot of Marvel stuff going on this week. So let's just kind of jump right in. I don't know if you guys have all seen it, but apparently the Craven movie has had the lowest box office opening of any of the Sony Villainverse movies. And that said, there was a big announcement that it is going to be the final of the Sony Villainverse movies. It's going to be the last one.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Right. And with that announcement, there's been a lot of rumors from not just one source, but from many sources that it sounds like Sony is allegedly presenting an opportunity to sell all the Spider-Man properties to Disney so that they can completely own that whole part of Marvel.
Is that the last piece? Is Sony the last holdout, or do we still have that Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, I think
Universal thing.
I think Universal still owns Hulk, but the puzzle is almost complete.
Yeah. For life of me, I couldn't remember. I thought the Universal one's almost over, though.
And
I thought that one was more of like a timetable kind of situation.
And it could be. And the thing with Universal is that they only own the rights to a
Yeah.
solo Hulk movie. Marvel can do whatever they want with the character as long as it's not a solo movie, which is such a
Yeah.
weird stipulation.
It is. And I think it does solo cartoons and games as well.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's super weird because you can do things, you can have him in other things, you know what I mean? It's the weirdest contract ever.
Yeah.
It's the reason we haven't gotten another solo Hulk film.
Yeah. They should just sell the rights for an exorbitant amount of money because they'll pay it and just kind of let the whole puzzle be complete over with Marvel and Disney.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we have news of like a World War Hulk movie on like a whole World War Hulk like thing on the horizon, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that Universal thing, either they're playing ball or that's like almost over with.
Yep.
Or the cast is just such a big ensemble cast that it's considered not a solo Hulk movie.
Yeah. One last thing in the Sony verse with Marvel, it sounds like Venom: The Last Dance, which recently came to streaming. There was recently a deleted scene with Null, and it kind of confirms that Null is a multiversal threat, and he doesn't live in any one particular universe. He lives kind of between all of the universes in the multiverse. And anyway, if they had kind of left that in, that would have put a lot of connectivity, I think, to what was happening with Venom and how he hopped from multiverse to multiverse in those couple of scenes between all those movies. And
Yeah, I wonder if they have still plans for like a Venomverse thing, or if that's part of the no more.
yeah, I think from what I read about Craven coming out being the final film in that whole universe, unless they do sell the rights and Disney decides, hey, let's keep using these guys or something, who knows?
Yeah.
Over in the MCU, I don't know if you had a chance to see earlier this past week, there was a new Captain America Brave New World trailer. Did you have a chance to see that?
No, I didn't even know it dropped.
Yeah, there was a new one, and in this new one, you see Harrison Ford transform into the Red
Nope,
Hulk.
I lied. I did see it. I thought it was the same trailer.
Okay, it was pretty cool. I can't wait to see this movie.
Is
And
that the one where the kid also gives the Falcon crap about the fact that he looks better in the suit?
yes.
Okay, then I did see it. Then I did see it. Yeah, for some reason I thought that was the same trailer. I thought we had seen it before. But
I think
yeah,
it
you do see Harrison Ford change into the Hulk.
I think this newish one had some elements from the old trailer and then they added a couple of new things to it. But yeah, it looks so good. And one of the most recent rumors out there going along with this movie, it sounds like between this movie and the Thunderbolts movie, supposedly, it sounds like John Bernthal as the Punisher might be showing up in one of these two properties.
It would make sense if he was in either one, really, now
Yeah,
that I think about it.
but I think that would be
And if
super
they have,
awesome.
I wonder if the Red Hulk decides to make his Thunderbolts team after. I wonder if the Thunderbolts as a franchise will be like a different team every single iteration.
Yeah, maybe we'll get between this new Captain America movie where the Red Hulk is created pretty much, and then we get the Thunderbolts movie with an asterisk in the name. Maybe we'll get, a more accurate Thunderbolts after both of these stories have been told.
Yeah, I mean the Thunderbolts that they have is what's weird is I watched this video online and if I remembered where it would, I'd link it. But it was how certain people were disappointed at the Thunderbolts lineup because although all of those characters have been on the team, some of them just for an issue or two. It's almost like they went through the whole because the roster actually for Thunderbolts is ginormous because they use felons, like jail people. So like the Thunderbolts could be a completely different group compared to another one at different times during the initiative, especially. So you have these different characters from all different parts of the different Thunderbolts tenure as a group itself. So it's really interesting mashup of characters. And it's basically MCU leftovers at this point.
Yeah.
But I do have one beef with the lineup, and it didn't occur to me till I watched this video. But how are you not having Baron Zemo on this team?
Right. He was, and
He's been in
he's been
he's
a
been
big
in
part of the
almost
MCU. Yeah.
big part of the MCU, but also been on almost every Thunderbolts, or at least the main one for a long, long time. So
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, and I was like, oh, that does kind of doesn't. I wonder if he'll be in it.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe they're just kind of holding tight to that and he'll be on it at some capacity.
Yeah, my theory is they're going to morph this version of the Thunderbolts into a Dark Avengers
Yeah.
situation, and they're going to start doing the Dark Reign thing. Is
Ooh,
starting
yeah.
as like maybe it's only for, a little bit, like maybe a few movies instead of 2 years or whatever, how long it was in comic time. And maybe they'll use Harrison Ford as the bad guy instead of Norman Osborn.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in the New World Order or whatever, that could be the Dark Reign of the MCU. I'm connecting dots here, but that's my theory because you'll have this bad version of the Hulk, right? Who is Norman Osborn would be Iron Patriot, but let's change it up for the MCU. And you know who you're missing? You're missing Iron Man. Well, what if Iron Man comes back, but it's Doctor Doom the whole time?
Oh, man. I want to see your
And he
movie.
and he overthrows, and he is in control of the Dark Avengers eventually.
I could totally see that whole thing unfolding that way.
I'm just saying, if you did it that way, I think that's the way to bypass having Norman Osborn.
Yeah. And how crazy would it be if the timing of all this stuff, what if Marvel does get a hold of the rights to Spider-Man and his, gallery of characters, and then they introduce Norman Osborn this way?
Yeah,
So many possibilities.
there's lots, so many activities, so much room for activities.
There's another rumor going on out there right now with the new Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And we all know that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doctor Doom. But I read an article recently that there will be multiple people coming back as multiple variants of characters we've seen throughout the years, both the original variant and new variants. And one of the most recent ones is, well, we know that Chris Evans is coming back because that's been announced recently. But there's a rumor that he's going to play himself after he leaves in Avengers Endgame to go, live life with Peggy Carter in the past. We're going to see something with that version of him, the original version, but we're also going to see some version where he might possibly be from the world that Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom came from, and he plays a villain as well, just like Robert Downey Jr. We just don't know who it's going to be. And this is all rumors and all that, but I don't know. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, he could play like the Hydra version of Captain America.
Yeah.
I wonder who else could you see Chris Evans playing? I could see him playing a couple different characters.
That's a hard question because we know Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom, and I never would have guessed that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. What if he is Norman Osborn?
Oh, wow, that'd be crazy.
That would be super crazy.
What if he's U.S. agent?
Oh, yeah, his Earth's U.S. agent.
Yeah.
All with the multiverse, is all possible.
Yeah, or what if he's like Iron Man?
Okay, that would be even crazier.
Yeah, that would be crazier.
Speaking of all the variant stuff, Marvel just announced there's a new comic coming out, and the comic is just called TVA, and it's going to be a 5-part miniseries, and we're going to be following all kinds of variants. And from what I read, the timeline takes place before Loki season 2, and obviously it involves those characters that we know from the TVA from that TV series, but it's supposed to be canon to both the TV series and the comics, and somehow it's going to connect those worlds. The cover that I saw, the cover art, had people like Spider-Gwen and other characters that we've never seen in the MCU, but it's the TVA from the MCU. So I think that's kind of crazy, and I can't wait to read it and see what the heck it's all about.
Okay.
They also released the episode titles of What If Season 3, which is going to come out starting December 22nd. So by the time you guys are listening to this episode, there's only a couple more days, and you can start watching What If Season 3. But here's
Which
the
is like the final season.
yeah, and I think that's what we've seen, that this is supposed to kind of wrap it up.
Yep.
But there's 8 episodes, and here's the 8 titles. The first one is called What If the Hulk Fought the Mech Avengers? The second one is What If Agatha Went to Hollywood? The third one is What If the Red Guardian Stopped the Winter Soldier? The next one is What If Howard the Duck Got Hitched? And the next one is What If the Emergence Destroyed the Earth? The next one is just simply called What If 1872? Don't know what that's about. The next one is called What If the Watcher Disappeared? And then the final one is just called What If? That's the name of the episode.
Huh.
But those sound fun. And I'm pretty pumped that we get one a day every day instead of waiting weekly.
Yeah, that is cool.
So we'll kind of have to pace ourselves and savor it a little bit, but not for 8 weeks, just for 8 days.
Yeah. I might forget it came out and then watch it all in one shot.
Oh, yeah. I really liked season 2. That Kahori character was cool, I thought.
Yeah, I wonder, they were supposed to bring her into the main MCU. Have they done that yet?
I haven't seen that happen yet, but it was a really cool character. I wonder if we'll see her in season 3 of this show, and then I wonder if eventually we will see her live action.
I wonder if they're going to need her to be Doctor Doom.
Oh, that'd be cool. Could be.
Because she's so overpowered, they're going to need people like that. I wonder if the Sentry, when they introduce the Sentry, is also going to be like one of those people like...
They'll start recruiting to make a powerful team for Secret Wars or something.
Yeah.
Let's see the last couple things on the list here. It sounds like there's a new Strange Academy series in development at Disney right now.
Oh, at Disney. That's fun.
Yeah, so it sounds like it'll be a Disney Plus series, and anyone that's read the comics, all kinds of magical characters pop up in the comics. So it'd be cool to start seeing some of them pop up in a series with Doctor Strange and all these other magic characters.
Yeah, well, we have to battle the evils of the Harry Potter and Max.
And the last thing, the Nova series that we do know is happening is rumored to have its main villain be the character Annihilus. So that'll be interesting.
That is really it's ambitious.
Right?
I would have gone with someone less crazy with tons and hordes of insects that made something a little bit easier for yourself to first go around. But hey, let's do it.
Well, over with DC, first I'll say I bit the bullet, man. I finally did it. And I watched Joker 2 with my wife the other night.
You texted me. I was like, "Oh, my condolences." As someone who loves mostly everything, how did you feel about it?
Not good. I am so optimistic and I try my best to find the good in everything, but oh man.
Oh man. Oof.
I did not love it. I dare I say I did not even like it. And
Yeesh.
and first of all, I love musicals. We all know this. Wicked, I've seen it so many times and it brought tears to my eyes.
Oh my God.
This is not Wicked. No, I do have to say, I wouldn't consider this a musical. There are just a handful of scenes where his brain kind of psychotically visualizes things happening in song, if that makes sense.
Is it like a more like a Disney movie, kids movie?
I mean, not even that good. Not even that much sense. But there's just a handful of scenes where he is living in a fantasy world. And this is not the Joker from the comics. This is Arthur Fleck, who's a little messed up and snapped in the first movie and killed some people. But again, he's not some criminal mastermind. He's not, dare I say, he's not even evil. He just was a bullied individual who was fed up and definitely crossed the line. And this movie kind of
Yeah.
plays off of more of that. And it just it was not good.
I know what the ending of it is because I looked I
Yeah,
looked it up about a month ago and I died laughing. I
and
thought it was so funny.
yeah, spoiler alert to anyone who cares. In the ending, he's back in prison and he's been called to the front to see a guest. And some dude we've not even seen twice in the movie comes out of nowhere, tells a really dumb joke, and just shanks him to death. And the movie literally ends with Arthur Fleck in the floor bleeding out and he dies.
Do you know who the guy is supposed to be?
From all the stuff that I watched some videos and some fan theories. They're
Yeah.
like, that's who becomes the real Joker.
No, it is the Joker. Not who becomes it. He already is.
If that's who that's supposed to be, nothing indicated it in the movie, and it was
This is
just.
from what I read. Yeah, is that guy is the Joker.
And this version of Harley Quinn was just. I love Lady Gaga, but this character was not Harley Quinn at all, name only. And then the way she kind of lied to kind of get herself in Arkham just to get close to the Joker. And then he kind of, declares, I'm just a messed up guy. I'm not the Joker. And then she leaves him. And it was 2 hours of me being bored, honestly.
And what sucks about that is the Harley Quinn was the character is isn't she like a psychiatrist, like a really like she's a doctorate in
Yeah.
psychiatry, and the Joker basically seduces her.
Yeah, that has the whole Florence Nightingale effect where she falls in love with her patient. And yeah, there's
Yeah,
none of
yeah.
that. None of that in this.
There's no. That's the thing too. When you said that she sneaks into Arkham, I was like, no, no, no. Harley was already there.
Yeah, she
Like she
committed
was like,
herself
yes, it was.
in
It
this.
wasn't.
Yeah, it,
Exactly.
it was not
That's.
good. It was not good.
Jeez.
I fell on the sword for you listeners. Don't even waste your time. But again,
Yeah.
make your own thoughts. I don't want to be that guy either, but it's not good.
I'm just glad I just got to watch Venom, not that movie.
Right. Venom was a masterpiece compared to this.
Compared to this movie.
Taylor, Morbius was a masterpiece.
Oh no.
Taylor, Madam Web was a masterpiece. Let's go watch Madam Web again before I ever have to watch Joker 2 again.
Please.
No, let's go. I will go buy our entire family's tickets to Craven before I have to watch Joker 2 again for free.
I'm excited to see which one of us caves and sees that movie.
Yeah. It sounds like it's really funny. It totally bombed in the box office. But having said that, people that I personally know that went and saw it have been saying it was actually a pretty good action movie. So who knows?
I have no doubt that it's a good action movie, but that's like that's like being like, oh, she has a good personality.
Anyway,
I'm just putting that out there. If you have to say, well, that's a good action movie to a movie that we already know is an action movie.
that is a good point. I think when they're saying it that way, it's from the point of don't think of it as a Marvel movie because they've been avoiding their own main characters like the plague with Sony. But enough about dumpster fires. Oh, Creature Commandos, episode 3. It was pretty dang awesome. Did you see it yet?
Yes.
The GI robot
Oh
episode?
my gosh. I got misty over that stupid robot.
It was so good.
I will say this is that I honestly think, and then the music choices every episode has
Oh,
been
yeah.
like, oh, that's who that is. And Lauren's like, why do you listen to stuff like this? Basically, I mean, I feel like, and this is, I maybe total delulu, but I feel like James Gunn and I would be buddies.
Right. Same musical
That's the weirdest
taste.
thing
Yeah.
to say out loud. But like throughout the whole entire thing, I'm just like, oh my God, that's what I would have done. Yeah, that's so cool. I don't know, kindred spirits, I guess, or something like that. But I feel like the show is like made for me.
It's definitely awesome.
It's so good. And like I said, I'm gushing and probably being really weird, but I'll take it. It's fine.
And we've been talking about rumors of a Clayface movie happening. Well, it's officially been announced. James Gunn himself announced it that has been greenlit. It's a reality. So that's kind of cool. And knowing that it's him, not some other side thing, I'm interested to see what they do with that character.
And it's
Oh, go
live
ahead.
action, right?
It'll be live action, yep.
So weird.
And they have also announced that this series called Dynamic Duo, which will be an animated series that follows Dick Grayson and Jason Todd together, is coming out.
Wait,
And
what?
yeah, it's a new animated series called Dynamic Duo, and it revolves around Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. He announced that at the same time as announcing this Clayface movie.
So will it be Red Hood and Nightwing, or
I,
is it Robbins?
you know, he didn't say otherwise in the thing that I read or his official announcement. He just said it'll be revolving around Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, and that was it. That's the extent of what was
So it's
said.
got to be Nightwing and Red Hood if we're timeline, because if Superman is already established, right?
Right. That would make the most sense. Well, over with Star Wars, there's not a ton going on, but did you get a chance to see episode 3 of Skeleton Crew?
I've not seen episode 3 yet. It's been busy the last couple of days. I was trying to get it in, I just never did.
Okay, it was really fun. It revealed quite a bit about Jod, which still makes me laugh to say. But the cool thing that I found awesome, and I did not even have a clue about this until after the fact, and I read some stuff. There's this character called Benjar Pranic, and he happens to be one of Jod's former crewmates. And anyway, they have a little bit of a tussle, and it's a big alien dude. He's not humanoid at all whatsoever. But anyway, that was a very minor part of the episode. But when I was reading about it, and then I went to IMDb, and sure enough, this alien was Alfred Molina. That's Dr. Octopus from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. And I just thought that was cool that he
Oh,
was in there.
that is crazy.
But yeah, it's a pretty fun episode. I'm loving watching it, especially with my kids. My kids are so absorbed into it because it's, they're getting to watch little kids do all this stuff, and that's kind of fun for them.
Yeah,
Let's see a few other random things before we wrap up here. Did you see that Malcolm in the Middle is going to be revived on Disney Plus with the original cast?
I did see that. I never watched that show as a kid,
Oh,
so
it's so
like
good.
that meant nothing to me, except for the fact that Bryan Cranston's going to be in it, which I think's hilarious. To play that character at his age and everything else he's done.
Oh
I
man.
think to come back and play that cracks me up. But
Yeah, I think you would have really liked Malcolm in the Middle. It's hilarious.
is it on Disney Plus?
Not really sure. Let's see. It's on Hulu, it says, which
Oh, okay.
some versions of Disney Plus have Hulu now. So whatever tier you're on or whatever, I think it is on Disney Plus.
I do have both, so
I think you would like it. It's pretty funny. And I felt so relatable to Malcolm when I was a kid.
right on. I know it's like he's kind of normal, right? And all the
Right.
rest of them are crazy.
Yes. They're also reviving Scrubs. Did you ever watch the original Scrubs?
Oh my gosh, that I'm here for. I just hope they pretend that ninth season didn't happen.
Right. And this won't be like that random weird season with the new Scrub characters. This is going to be the original cast as well. So that's, I don't know. I'm pretty pumped about that too.
Yeah, that's that ninth season. Yeah, we've rewatched Scrubs actually recently. I did. I
Yep.
just finished it, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. That last season sucks. But what's funny is that I think they thought it was going to end because there's the finale of the season 4 is like a perfect finale to finish everything off.
Yep. Let's see. for those of you with little ones out there, and hey, I'm not judging, maybe you watch it without little ones, but they're making a Bluey movie that's coming out in 2027.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, definitely have to go see that.
That's like
Parents,
so far in advance.
yeah, I know. As a parent, that is definitely one of my favorite shows to watch with my kids. It has great messages, and it's definitely written for the kids, but has a nice little message that the parents grasp onto, and it's so good.
Yeah, and it doesn't make your kids really hyper and crazy, which like a lot of shows do.
Wicked Part 2. So the first movie is just called Wicked Part 1. The sequel, the Part 2 that comes out next year, they've officially said that it's going to be called Wicked for Good. And as listeners of the musical know, that's the title of the popular big song from the second half of the musical. So that makes sense. But also, it's going to be released a couple weeks earlier in November than this first one was released this year in November. So that was a cool announcement for anyone excited for that. And then Disney also just announced that a live action Tangled is in the works. So that'll be fun to watch as well, I think.
I wonder how many live action versions of movies they're gonna do. Like how many do they have down the pipeline?
I don't know. I know there's Lilo and Stitch coming up soon.
Yep, and this the second Lion King one, which is like a prequel. It's about to come out or is out.
Yep, it either just came out this week or is about to, just like you said. Which, I feel a little weird about that prequel because the live action one makes it seem like Mufasa is just some random cub that falls into being king because he's a good guy, a good person, or whatever. But in the original movie, he literally talks about being from a long line of kings, and I don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and the character Scar, they give him a name. It's not just Scar.
Yeah, right. What bad parents? Your name is
I know.
Scar. Look at that
I know.
scar. Let's see, the last thing I have here on my list is another local announcement. If anyone's been paying attention to the Planet Comic Con announcements, yesterday they announced that Carla Gugino is going to be there, and that's so crazy.
That's a big one.
Yeah, from Watchmen. What's she called on The Watchmen? What's that character called? Silk Spectre in The
Silk
Watchmen.
Spectre. There it is.
Yeah.
The
She-
old version.
She's also the mom on, Spy Kids. Did you ever watch those?
I did watch those as a kid. I watched those because my little brother and sister watched those. Because
Uh-huh.
I was so like, how old's your sister? Is she my age or you're younger than me?
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay, she's your age.
Okay. So either that was like just a little bit young for me, by like a little bit. I'm watching all that at that point.
Okay.
Spy Kids. So do you understand like age frame there?
Yes.
Yeah, like it's like preteen. I'm like preteen, almost a teenager.
And this is kind of a repeat, but they've also announced that Matthew Lillard's coming back to Planet Comic Con. So
Really? I
any
didn't see that.
they just announced that one a couple hours ago.
Okay, I'm excited for that. I want to get my copy of SLC Punk signed.
Yeah, anyone who missed their opportunity to meet him last time around, there's another one. And if you're into Scream and all that, it looks like another Scream cast member, Skeet Ulrich, is coming back as well, and maybe they'll announce a few more. So if that's your jam and you missed it last year, here's your chance to get it this year.
Yeah, my wife watched after this last Comic Con, decided to go back and watch. We watched the first Scream movie together she watched it for the first time.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, she had never seen it and she loved it. So we got a pack of the first three, I think.
Uh-huh.
Like in like one of those things. I think we're gonna watch the other ones sometime before the con so we can get that signed maybe.
Yeah, I've never watched past the third one, and I'm pretty sure there's seven of them, or about to be a seventh one, something like that. I kind of want to watch them and see how the modern ones compare, how they look and story-wise and all that.
What's always weird with those horror movies is that you'll have a couple gems, and because they made there's a genre that they'll just like make them over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like the Saw franchise was like every third one was good.
Yeah.
Or like Paranormal Activity, it's like the first one's good, and then they made like a ton of other ones, and then there's one like good one in the middle there, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So many Saw movies.
Oh, so many like Halloween movies, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like if you look, or the Jason movies, if you like look at all of Friday the 13th, why did I say Jason movies? Anyway, if you go down through just that as a genre, they do that a lot. That's not an isolated incident.
Yeah. And, the fans of those franchises, they don't care. They love it all.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fun. A lot of times, believe it or not, you get a cheap laugh out of some of that stuff because it's just so campy,
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
the stuff in like the 80s. I'm a big fan of that stuff. I think it's fun, but
Yep.
I get how people don't like it though.
Yeah. Well, hey, that is all the news for this week. again, thank all you guys for, listening to us talk for 200 episodes.
Yeah, congrats if you made it through all 200, by the way.
Right? And you know what? Come back for 200 more. So,
Yeah, we'll keep talking if you keep coming.
yep. But hey, as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And come back next time, guys. Same Taylor time, same Taylor channel.
Bye, guys.
Bye.